Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a video in a while. I guess I've been having a little pity party. Things in my garden just don't seem to be going as planned, but that's to be expected every year. But the cicadas were so bad, I had to wear earplugs in my ears to deal with the noise so I would get a headache. And one day I was out doing some work and my sister came up and she came all the way in the garden and I didn't hear her. So I said, this is not good. So I said, well, I'll just wait till they quiet down. So I would come out early in the morning and water, because it has been in the 90s. It has been so hot here. I water twice a day and the ground is like rocks. I don't care how long I let it run. It seemed like the water just run off. Now tonight we are supposed to get a storm. However, I've heard this maybe 3 times in the past couple of months and it keeps missing us. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Then this morning, my significant other called me at 5 in the morning. I was still half asleep. Come look out the window. I came out and there were 2 deer in the yard. I said, this is not good, because now I've been here for 3 years. Haven't had a problem with the deer this time of year, but I know it's different this year. But let me show you what they did. Now, this is a pot that I had a sweet potato plant. I just wanted to plant it in a pot to see if the root got any larger than planting them in the ground. But this is all that's left. And I kept saying to myself, you need to put that inside the garden. But I kept procrastinating because it's so big. But I will drag it in today. So as I'm watering, I came out the fence, and in this little pot up here I had some nasturtiums growing, and you see, that's all that's left of them. And I come over here. I had gotten such a late start. I went and bought some cantaloupe plants, and as you can see, let me get you a little closer, they have been nibbling on them. So I'm going to have to see what I can cover them up with tonight. It's only one that's left. I'm not sure whether they've nibbled on this watermelon plant. This is the only one that looks a little strange, but I'm going to find something to cover them with for tonight. Now the Cushaw squash, so far they haven't bothered it. Now I had heard that they don't bother squash, and they don't bother potatoes. That was why I planted them out here. And I don't know. Now that I'm looking, let me come over here. It do look like someone was nibbling on this one. So that's probably not entirely true. Now let me show you my tomatoes. These here in these 3 pots are doing quite well. I did plant a few in the ground. I transplanted them. These were all volunteers. Now these are okay. Now these are some that Mr. G went and bought, and they're doing okay. I transplanted some of this kale over here, and it's doing well. Now, let me see if I can get past here. Now over here, the back 2 are some cucumber plants I went and bought, because I planted cucumbers and they didn't survive. And the other are zucchini squash. I've had to plant some of those twice, and they seem to be growing a little slow. If you looked at some of my old videos, I planted this fig tree out here in the fall, and I had to cut it down to the ground, but it's growing quite well. I don't know how it's going to do this winter. I'm going to find a different way of covering it and hope the upper part don't die. This is some greens that came back up over the winter, and I just left them here to go to seed. So look like I'll be able to harvest some seeds from and clean this out. Now these are some beets that I planted here. I have planted these beets 3 times. This time they've come up. I don't know how they're going to do. Now I have another batch over there I will show you. But look at, this is my okra. You know how they tell you to put more than one seed in there. But this has been here for months. And it did the same thing last year. This is about as tall as it got. None of them, they all grew, but they didn't get very tall. Didn't get any okra last year, so I guess I won't get any this year. Now these greens have been doing quite well. This is kale and some, what is that? Swiss chard that I transplanted over here, and they're doing quite well. I'm pleased with them. Now this is the other patch of beets that I had. Now I have pole beans growing here. Seem to be growing a little on the slow side to me, but I have to plant them twice. It's like the same seeds, but the first time they didn't come up. I don't know what's going on this year. Okay, planted carrots here. None of them come up. I know I shouldn't be having bare spots, but I don't know. I'm a little discouraged with this. Now, those are my elderberries. I am so happy with those. I was looking at Doug and Stacy. I think that's their names. I will put it down. And he said, cut them all the way down. I cut these down below my knee, and look at them now. I mean, that was, what, maybe 4 months ago, because I didn't know I was supposed to cut them down in the fall. So I cut them down, and they are just growing like crazy. So I will get a lot more elderberries this year. And as you can see, when you get up close, the flowers are turning into berries already. Still got the cicadas still around here, but this makes me happy. Make me some elderberry syrup. This cloth, I have some cabbages. The bugs are kind of eating them up. I was hoping to keep them till fall. Oh, look at moth in here now trying to lay on my stuff. Did you see that? I don't know where he went. But I ordered some stuff to put on them, and I'll see how it do. These are peppers that I planted. They just don't seem happy. Now this here little bed I made, this is all lettuce, and some of it is going to seed, but these were all volunteers that I found in different places in the garden, so I just put them here in this one designated place. The blueberries are doing okay. My first blueberries. One. And I have another one here. This one's not quite ready. I'll leave it till tomorrow. Makes me happy. First blueberries on this plant. These are my potatoes. I don't understand, because they just don't seem to be as full as they usually are. I'm gonna come check them soon. They have a few more weeks to go before harvesting. Now these on this end, I can probably start harvesting them because I did plant them earlier. This is my sweet potato patch. They're growing quite well. Now down here, these are black-eyed peas. And you see, they usually be fuller. I don't know, I planted them before, but this year, only way I can describe it is call them leggy. They just don't seem to be full, so I'll see how they do. I planted some squash here, and this corn is just not doing well at all. Most of it didn't even come up. I planted bush beans here. They didn't come up. I planted more additional squash over here. It didn't come up, so I don't know what's going on this year. But a lot of the things didn't come up, and it is so dry. I mean, look at this crack in the ground. And believe it or not, I watered this morning. Well, tell me how your garden is doing. I think we all need to be preparing for this dry and hot weather. We're gonna have to look at gardening a different way. That was one reason why I wanted to get a larger greenhouse. And Hopefully I'll be able to control the environment in there. But it is what it is. So let me know in the comments, please let me know where you're at and how your garden has been doing this year. I look at people in the south and they're harvesting. I'm so jealous. But it's still a little early. Here I am in zone 5. So, but they changed it to 6, so I don't know what zone this is. All I know is it's hot, dry. I have never ever, let me show you some of these cracks in the ground. Look at that. I have never seen cracks in the ground like that. I mean, even in my beds, that's not native soil, it's soil that I bought and put in them, but they're even drying out and cracking like that. I will put the hose out and let it run. I'm not going to let it run a long time. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping we get this storm today. So I just watered a little bit this morning, and I'm hoping after the storm, if I can keep up on it, it will stay a little moisture. But I don't know, because we're just here in June. We got July and August and September. I mean, it's just crazy. Well, I should just say July and August, because by September I'm looking at winter things. But that's about all. I don't want to ramble, but as I said, please let me know in the comments how your garden has been doing. This is Lady P from my backyard garden. Until next time, peace and love. I'm out. And one more thing, remember, we are all in this together. We're going to focus on the positive and work together. That's the only way we are going to survive all of this chaos. Peace and love.